Blitzkrieg was a tactic most commonly used by the Germans. In German, Blitzkrieg means lightning war, and its objective was to take over the enemy as fast as possible using speed. Hitler and some of his military commanders wanted to avoid the trench warfare of World War I, and they conceived a lightning warfare that depended on mechanized columns and massive air power to cut quickly across battle lines and encircle and annihilate entire armies. Heinz Guderian, Germany's chief of mobile troops whose influence was the Schlieffen Plan, is most commonly known for the creation of Blitzkrieg tactics. In Blitzkrieg, the Germans would first identify a center of gravity where the troops were most dense and target that area first. Technology in the 20th century, like radios and aircrafts, allowed armies to identify the center. Once the Germans could identify the center of gravity, they would attack using the concept of Kesselschlacht, or cauldron battle. The German troops would attack the enemy from the front, effectively stopping them from moving, while soldiers on the sides would envelop the enemy. The surrounded enemy would either surrender or face annihilation. Blitzkrieg tactics were tested by the Germans in the 1938 Spanish Civil War and used against Poland in 1939. They were then used in World War II. An example of Blitzkrieg tactics happened on September 1, 1939, when 1.5 million German troops invaded Poland with German-controlled territory. Simultaneously, the Germans bombed Polish airfields and attacked Polish naval forces in the Baltic Sea. Hitler's purpose for conquering Poland was to bring Lebensraum, or living space, to the Germans. According to Hitler, the racially superior Germans would colonize the territory and the native slaves would be enslaved. In June 1941, Germany seized all of Poland.
Racing through enemy defenses would have to talk to each other to keep their shape.
As a result of the Blitzkrieg tactics, Germany quickly won against much of Europe and was victorious for 2 years. Had it not been for Hitler's strategic mistakes, Germany could have won World War II. Blitzkrieg tactics were a major part of World War II and were the main reason behind the success of the Germans. As seen in the map of German conquests in Europe between 1939 and 1942, Germany used a majority of land attacks compared to air attacks. It used land attacks towards Poland, France, and Hungary, while air attacks were most commonly used in London. Just a review on how successful Blitzkrieg was, the reason for its effectiveness is because Germany took full advantage of new ideas of mechanized warfare with bombers, firefighters, and tanks to soften out the enemy and create terror before sending in the infantry troops. The forces of weapons such as tanks and artillery would drive a rupture in enemy defenses and allow tanks to sneak in and roam freely behind enemy lines. This process would result in shock and disorganization for the enemy.